Do you know the number one thing that surprises engaged couples? Take a guess. The sheer amount of decisions they have to make while planning a wedding. Indoors or outdoors? How many guests? Are kids invited? Controversial. Which cake flavor? Seriously, how do you even begin to figure out what's right for you? That's where Zola comes in. Zola has everything you need to make every wedding decision a piece of cake, from choosing your dream wedding venue and vendors to deciding how to best spend your budget. With tons of customizable wedding websites, save the dates and invites, every detail will feel like you. Zola will even help you choose the gifts, experiences, and cash funds you really want. The next thing you know, you've planned your whole wedding all in one place. From getting engaged to getting married, Zola has everything you need to plan your wedding in one place. Start planning at Zola.com. That's Zola.com.
Hey, it's Ryan Seacrest. Life comes at you fast, which is why it's important to find some time to relax. A little you time. Enter Chumba Casino. With no download required, you can jump on anytime, anywhere for the chance to redeem some serious prizes. So treat yourself with Chumba Casino and play over 100 online casino-style games, all for free. Go to ChumbaCasino.com to collect your free welcome bonus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am thrilled to have you join me on this transformative journey. You see, every day we dive into a powerful conversation about self-discovery, healing, and empowerment. This podcast is brought to you by Ask Nyomi and Elevate Me Self-Discovery, where we believe that loving yourself is the first step to living a fulfilling life. You can expect insightful discussions, practical tips, and inspiring stories. Plus, we'll occasionally welcome special guests who will share their unique perspectives on self-love and personal growth. So get comfy, grab your favorite beverage, and let's embark on this journey together. Because it's time to embrace the beautiful person that you are. So let's elevate our lives one episode at a time. Now let's get started. Hey, my beautiful people, welcome to this season of Self-Love, your daily dose of inspiration and growth. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and family, what a special day of celebration this is, not just because it's Christmas, but because I am coming to you with such fullness of heart. Just 2 days ago, my sister and I completed our 60-day accountability journey with Bob Proctor's Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life, and what a divine timing that it is, that this completion arrives as we celebrate this day of gift and transformation. So let me say to all of my beautiful people out there that is listening here to the Season of Self-Love, Merry, Merry Christmas. All right, so before we get into today's episode, let's take a quick break, and then we will return, all right? It's your girl, you got us, Nyomi Banks, here on the Season of Self-Love podcast, and we'll be right back. Hey, it's your girl, you got us, Nyomi Banks, and make sure you tune in every Thursday night to Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast, where we talk about everything from love, sex, relationship, cultural differences, and so much more. We're bridging the gap between them all, and we even talk about spiritual uplifting. You need to stop by me and Dr. Mike, as well as the BTG group. We have some amazing guests that come through. You never know. Just make sure you tune in Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Go to xnyomi.com and tell them Nyomi sent you. All right, my beautiful people. Well, welcome back to the Season of Self-Love. I'm your daily dose of inspiration, but Merry Christmas to you all. Yes. I am so happy. I'm trying to remember if this is our very first Christmas special. I think it is. But anywho, before we get into the day's topic, let's begin with the very special Christmas meditation, all right? So I want you to find yourself a place to get comfortable. You're going to say your celebration space, all right? So take a deep breath in through your nose. And breathe out through your mouth. And take another deep and joyful breath in. I want you to feel the power of completion, the joy of transformation, and the gift of elevated awareness. Now breathe into your growth, into your new paradigms, into your higher understanding. Feel the support around you, the power of partnership, and the strength of accountability. Now take one final deep breath in, bringing this joy forward as we celebrate together. And when you are ready, please open your eyes. All right, my beautiful people, if you are new here to the Season of Self-Love podcast, this is something that we do every day, Monday through Friday, right here on the Season of Self-Love. All right, family, so let me share something very personal with you. When my sister and I, we started this 60-day journey together, and we had no idea on how profound our transformation would be. You see, every day holding each other accountable, watching each other shift and grow, for me, it's been the greatest gift that we can truly give ourselves. So let me share 3 gifts of transformations that we've unwrapped, all right? The first gift is the gift of partnership, finding strength in accountability. And I'm going to be very honest about this, is because sometimes it's very hard, especially if you're someone that's always been driven, always been the one who's been the leader, to always take, we want to call it constructive criticism, or someone telling you, or better yet, or not taking it personal. I remember the conversation that my sister and I had when, I texted her, and then I called her, and I said, you know what? I said, I just finished listening to the entire book, and I said, this is an amazing book. I said, thank you. Thank you for being obedient, and thank you for sharing this book with me. I said, but at the end of it, it asks to do a challenge. And it was a 60-day commitment challenge of accountability, and pick an accountability partner that not only that you can count on, but someone who you trust and respect. And I said, my sister, my little sister. I call her my little big sister because at times and moments in my life, she have been my big sister as well. And so going forward, especially in this journey that we both are going through, we had to truly put our pride and our egos to the side. And we found strength in being accountable, not only for one another, but also for ourselves. And understand that this is a part of the changing of our paradigm. But also within the gift of partnership is growing together daily. As I read the text messages coming through from my sister, as I read them, my eyes just lit up. A smile went across my face as I understand a lot of the things that she said, that she felt. And just being able to support each other's in our elevation. That was an amazing partnership, even though we've been together most of our lives. I'm 5 years older than her. And we both got the same mother, the same father. But even though we grew up together, we still have different memories of our past. But for us to be able to go through these 60 days together, trusting one another, understanding one another, having compassion and empathy for one another, was an amazing journey. And that was probably one of the we've done a lot of things together, but this right here, this was amazing. And I hope that anybody else that is going through this journey, this accountability challenge for 60 days, I wish you all the luck. And I hope that you've gotten as much as myself and my sister has in ours. The second gift is the gift of consistency. Listen, 60 days of committed practice. That's 2 months. 2 months. I was saying, I thought we started it October 25th. We actually started it October 24th. When I went back to look at my text, it was October 24th is when I sent out the very first text. So we actually went a few days beyond, but I was fine with that. I was fine with that. But also for both of us to be doing it, that was something amazing. But then building new paradigms together, us choosing, us deciding to be consistent. That was that part, but also recognizing when we felt one another, we even through our text, and we said, oh, wait, hold on. Then we would tap each other on the shoulder and say, hey, no judgment, just, hey, you okay? And then creating lasting change. And then number 3, the gift of new vision, seeing through elevated eyes. I don't know if I can truly explain what that looks like or how that feels. I guess about a few weeks ago, I was speaking to one of my dear friends, and I was telling how it was like I was standing outside of my body, and I saw the old version of me, the new version of me, as I'm standing in the present moment. And I remember a big smile on my face. But that's also when I was listening to this book every day and being consistent. And I was excited to be able to text my sister or even call my sister to let her know what resonated with me, what I learned, what stood out to me in that book on that day. And I remember writing, even while I was doing the 60-day, I also created the 10-day book challenge with the group here on the Season of Self-Love. And I remember in the group that I had put is that every time I listen to this book, it feels like I'm listening it for the first time. I don't know how many times I've heard this, listen to the book. I think I probably need to look at my Audible and see if they can tell me how many times I've listened to that recording. But it truly helped change my life. And it truly has prepared me for greater purpose beyond what I can ever imagine. Beyond what I can ever imagine. So you see, family, what started off as a challenge, it became a sacred practice. Just as Christmas isn't about a single day, but about carrying the spirit forward. Our transformation isn't about 60 days. It's about the new foundation that we built for life. My beautiful people, let me share how transformation and celebration work together. All right, I'm just going to give you an example on how all of this works together. We're going to put it all together like we doing a nice little pot of chili, okay? So one is our daily practice becomes a daily joy. How our morning accountability texts or calls became sacred time. Once I finished with my morning altar prayer and meditation, then as I'm cooking my daughter's breakfast, that is what I'm listening to. Bob Proctor, I'm listening to the book. And my sister, in return, while she's getting ready for work and she's getting her children ready for school, she's listening to Bob Proctor. And then as through the day, then we're texting each other to let her know what resonates with us. And then for me, majority of the time, whatever that I've heard that day, it usually happened in real time for me. Most of the time, it usually happened in real time for me. But also with the daily practice, it becomes a daily joy of with each paradigm shifts bringing new awareness. So remember what I just said, talk about real time? That's when that new awareness, when you can relate right then and there as you're listening to it, you're like, wait, hold on. That's happening right now. Or if you're going through the day and you heard it earlier, like, wow, I just heard that. But also in these daily practices that became daily small victories in building lasting change. But also what it does is it has started a discipline that became delightful. So what started as discipline, it became a delight. So even though Monday was our last day, I listened to Bob Proctor yesterday and today. And probably will listen to him tomorrow and keep going. Because there is something new that I will hear from it every day. But also those teachings are going into my daily practices, my daily exercises. The next one is partnership creates power. Let's talk about the strength in the shared commitment. I mean, she always been my ride or die. But we ain't even going to say ride or die no more. She my ride and rise. Y'all hear what I'm saying? She's my ride and rise. We rise, we elevating.
Do you know the number one thing that surprises engaged couples? Take a guess. The sheer amount of decisions they have to make while planning a wedding. Indoors or outdoors? How many guests? Are kids invited? Controversial. Which cake flavor? Seriously, how do you even begin to figure out what's right for you? That's where Zola comes in. Zola has everything you need to make every wedding decision a piece of cake, from choosing your dream wedding venue and vendors to deciding how to best spend your budget. With tons of customizable wedding websites, save the dates, and invites, every detail will feel like you. Zola will even help you choose the gifts, experiences, and cash funds you really want. The next thing you know, you've planned your whole wedding all in one place. From getting engaged to getting married, Zola has everything you need to plan your wedding in one place. Start planning at Zola.com. That's ZOLA.com.
It can get lonely climbing Mount McKinley, so to entertain myself, I go to ChumbaCasino.com. At Chumba Casino, I can play hundreds of online casino-style games for free, like online slots, bingo, Slingo, and more. Plus, I get a daily login bonus. It's just too bad that up here, I don't have anyone to share my excitement with. Woohoo!
Live the Chumba life. Anytime, anywhere. Play for free now at ChumbaCasino.com. VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
We're doing so many amazing things together, as well as supporting each other when we do our individual. But also partnerships create power, or how accountability sparks growth. But also how we can support each other's vision. When I tell you these texts that we went back and forth with, we were speaking into each other, as well as what resonated with us within those texts, but also speaking into each other. I remember telling my baby earlier and said, I am so glad that I did go through this with my blood sister, my soul sister, because my sister is a beast, and I mean that in every way positivity possible. This baby can sing, this baby can dance, this baby is creative in every way possible. Whatever I can do, she probably can do 10 times better. And that's on it. But what I know this book has done for us, it has allowed us to relight that shine, if that makes sense. And then number 3, consistency brings clarity. 60 days we showed up for each other. 2 different households, 2 different lifestyles, 2 different everything. But 60 days we showed up for each other. for a common ground, a common purpose. But also what consistency brought us. It brings us clarity by watching our patterns transform. And it helped us to building new neural pathways. And so for us, each day was building on the last day. So as we unwrap gifts today, I'm reminded that the greatest present, that they aren't found under a tree, that they found in those moments of breakthrough, in those early morning of accountability texts or calls with my sister, in those messages from you sharing your own victories. Man, I pray that who's ever listening right now, that you have a sister, you have a friend, a brother, your wife or your husband, that you can share this moment like this with. Seriously. All right, I want to share 3 more powerful lessons from our journey okay? I'm going to call this the power time. The power time. Why does 60 days matter? Not only does it show commitment, but it showed that we made a decision. And we understood to visualize what our future or what we are now and what it can be. But also, it helped us create discipline. And how it's transformed us through, it takes the roots. How transformation takes roots. So it's like we're growing. We already planted, rooted the foundation. I remember having this conversation with my sister, and I said, I'm sending this on my family group chat, my family group chat, even to the little one, with the link to because I want everybody to listen. I want everybody to read and listen to this book. I said, because we have to build the foundation. I have to build my foundation. You and your family have to build your foundation, and then we're going to come together. I said, because we have to break this generational curse. We have to change the trajectory of what our family is. And she totally agreed. But then what happens is that everything, the change becomes so natural. The change becomes so natural. It's like an everyday thing. But then the gift of understanding. So when we see the paradigms clearly, that's when you know definitely that it's shifted and it's changed. Because you're recognizing your patterns and you're choosing new responses to anything, to situations. But also, the next one is the joy of growth, celebrating our small win. Because that little Miss Perry would show up. But also the test that we got. Remember when I talked about Jerry the mouse? Jerry's was a part of my test. And I ain't seen Jerry. I don't know where Jerry is. Jerry gone. I don't know. I ain't heard him. I ain't seen him. Mm-hmm. Noticing daily shifts and building momentum together. It feel like each victory is lighting the way. I'm trying to remember, was it early this year or last year I had told the story about a dream that I had. in a dream. I'm going to tell you the end of the dream, and I'm going to tell you about the beginning of the dream. The end of the dream, I was living in this big mansion, and it was surrounded by water. It was like this whole community that was surrounded by water, and I remember I was walking. It was a group of people that we were just coming from my house, a group of people that was following me. I was leading them somewhere, but there was no light. Then all of a sudden, as I began to start walking, the lights started lighting up. The lights started lighting up. And that is how it felt to these 60 days. And on the last day, the last day I finished, I probably listened to, well, first I listened to the remainder of the book. I think I was like on chapter 5 or 6. And so I went on and listened through, the whole thing out. And once I finished with that, I texted my sister and I said, happy 60 days. We made it. We did that shit. And, and I said some other things. And it felt like as soon as I sent that text to her, all kind of ideas and everything was coming in. So I had my phone and I started typing stuff in my phone. But it was just like, as soon as it just felt like it was a day of completion. And I was doing my kitchen too. So it felt like a day of completion that was happening for me. A day of completion that was happening to me. And I was like, I'm so excited for next year to come. I know it's next week, but for 2025 to come, I have so many different projects and so many different things that's coming up, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see my sister shine and do her damn thing. And all of you out there, I cannot wait to see y'all do y'all thing. Just know that next year, I will be speaking a lot about Bob Proctor's teachings here, about the paradigm. Because as I said before, we will not be able to do self-love until we start to change our paradigm, even understand what it is or what our paradigm is. Does that make sense? All right. All right, my beautiful people. So let's make this Christmas especially meaningful on how it's just not about personal celebration, but it's about a collective elevation. Just as each ornament adds to the tree of beauty, each of the story adds to a community power. And today we celebrate Christmas, and let's also celebrate the spirit of transformation, the miracle of change, the power of commitment in the joy of elevation.
Do you know the number one thing that surprises engaged couples? Take a guess. The sheer amount of decisions they have to make while planning a wedding. Indoors or outdoors? How many guests? Are kids invited? Controversial. Which cake flavor? Seriously, how do you even begin to figure out what's right for you? That's where Zola comes in. Zola has everything you need to make every wedding decision a piece of cake, from choosing your dream wedding venue and vendors to deciding how to best spend your budget. With tons of customizable wedding websites, save the dates, and invites, every detail will feel like you. Zola will even help you choose the gifts, experiences, and cash funds you really want. The next thing you know, you've planned your whole wedding all in one place. From getting engaged to getting married, Zola has everything you need to plan your wedding in one place. Start planning at Zola.com. That's ZOLA.com.
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woo-hooer, a hand clapper, a high-fiver? If you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. Choose from hundreds of social casino-style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
As well as the power of a community, supporting each other, rising together and creating lasting change, as well as the promise of tomorrow, the new paradigms and emerging, higher visions calling, and just a greater purpose unfolding. At this moment right now, I just have to pause here and acknowledge something beautiful. Throughout these 60 days, so many of you have been on your own accountability journeys. And every message that you shared, and every breakthrough that you celebrated, and every challenge that you have faced, they've all been a part of our collective rising. So let me share some powerful moments. And I'm going to do this. I'm not going to speak on any names just because I don't want to, first of all, because I didn't get permission to, but they know who they are when I say what has happened. All right. First of all, this one person, they are almost completing their 60 days, despite of their other partner, accountability partner, not showing up with them always. But for you to keep pushing through and commit to the commitment that you committed to yourself, that is wonderful, and keep going. The next person who has shifted their money paradigm completely, congratulations. Because as you have, I have as well shifted my money paradigm completely. We are no longer thinking in poverty. And this last one, finding your balance as a working mom is such an amazing thing. And I know a lot of times when you call to me, and you call in and you talking, and you say how much you're working and how guilty you feel about missing out that time with your children, they know. They know why you are working hard. Just make sure you keep that communication open with them so they can understand exactly what it is. And remember, make sure you take time for them, but also for yourself, so you can understand what that balance is like. All right? Again, I thank for each of you just showing up day after day for yourself, and you choosing to do this commitment, because it's not easy. I'm not saying that every day was it was some days that was day in it. Did I say day in it? It was some days that was like, whoa. But I knew at the end of all of this that it was going to be a beautiful, amazing experience. And I shared breakthroughs, the late night breakthrough messages. You know who y'all is. Those early morning victory calls. Your honest sharing about your struggles. I want to thank everybody who was doing a 10-day challenge with me in that community. Oh my God. When I saw you, oh my God, yeah, just show up and show out. Yes. A matter of fact, and I'm going to say it right now, I'm sending you all an email by the end of the month, by the end of the week, that I want to do a Zoom call next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, I want to do a Zoom call, and I want to do a celebration before the new year come up. And so I'll be sending that out on Friday. All right? And just a celebration of wins, both big and small. And let's talk about our collective wisdoms as well, how we've learned from each other, how we supported through those tough days, and how celebrating every shift, and how we were growing together. Man. Woo. I'm just happy I got through the first 60, and I'm challenging myself and see if I can go through another 60. This time, I'm going through this with an aunt of mine. I've started that journey with her about 2 weeks ago. Yes, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. And thus far, it's been truly amazing. Has it been 2 weeks? Yeah, it's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks. So I'm continuing to keep challenging myself every day. Every day. All right, my beautiful people. So before we close this special Christmas celebration, I want to offer to you what I call a transformation blessing. I want you to take a moment to do this, to honor your journey. And I'm just not talking about this month. I'm talking about your full journey. Honor it. Because you're here today. You're here right now. You're here listening to this podcast. So it's an honor to be here in this moment. But also celebrate your growth. And you probably say, Naomi, I ain't did nothing. It's my first time listening to you yesterday. But you know what? If you've been listening this far, it's growth. Because that tells you, there's something that I want to change. So when you become aware of that, that's a part of your growth. And then embrace your elevation. Embrace it. Stop dimming your light to fit in. You are not meant to fit in. And welcome what's next. Don't be afraid what's truly out there for you. Be open for change. Be open for elevation. Be open for growth. Remember, my beautiful family, that this isn't just about completing 60 days. It's about continuing our rise together. So again, I thank you for sharing this Christmas day of celebration. And I thank you for being a part of this journey of transformation. So until tomorrow, remember to love yourself first. This is your girl, the goddess Nyomi Banks here, and you're listening to the Season of Self-Love. Have a Merry, Merry Christmas. Have a good one, family. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery and empowerment here at the Season of Self-Love podcast. Remember, embracing self-love is a continuous journey, and we're so glad to have you with us. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a review. And don't forget to join our community on Facebook at Season of Self-Love. Connect with like-minded individuals who are also on their self-love journey. Now, if you have any questions or topics that you'd like for us to explore, we love to hear from you. Email us at seasonofselflove@gmail.com and let your voice be heard. So until next time, take a moment for yourself today and remember, you are worthy of love, joy, and all the beautiful things that life has to offer. Have a good one.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
Ensuring your baby gets the nutrients they need to support their growth and development is a top priority for every parent. That's why millions around the globe have turned to A2 Platinum as the formula they trust. A2 Platinum Premium Infant Formula is nutritionally complete with whole milk as the first ingredient. Their A2 whole milk comes from specifically selected cows that naturally produce milk containing only the A2 protein and no A1. With 30-plus select nutrients, A2 Platinum is specifically designed with tiny tummies in mind and without worry of harmful chemicals. Quality and safety are the #1 priority for A2 Platinum. Plus, they are Clean Label Project Purity Awards certified. Join millions of parents and choose A2 Platinum for your little one. Right now, for a limited time only, A2 is offering podcast listeners 25% off their first purchase when you use promo code podcast25 at checkout on Amazon or at a2platinum.com. Again, for 25% off your first order, go to Amazon or a2platinum.com and use the promo code podcast25.